What is going on? How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good week so far. We're back with another Penn State video because we just got two new crystal balls to the Penn State program and the recruiting cycle. So I want to come on here and kind of give my thoughts and opinions on some of them and kind of talk about them, run them by you, and kind of so you can kind of get to know them. But before we do start, I want to appreciate all the Penn State fans. You guys show me massive amounts of support on every single video. You do know I cover a ton of Penn State content. This is my favorite team. So I'm pretty tapped in with the program, pretty tapped in with transfer portal, recruiting, coaching staff, pretty much everything. So this is a pretty good spot for Penn State content, I would say, especially on the recruiting side and transfer side. So yeah, let's get straight into it because I don't want to hold you here for too long. First, we got Stanley Montgomery over from Philadelphia. So he's a three-star recruit. He recently decommitted from Syracuse, reopened his recruitment. He's been on several visits to Penn State, so he's in good standings with the new coaching staff. Seem to have a very good relationship between the two. He is like I said, three-star. I believe he's a borderline four-star. Maybe he'll get that fourth star. I'm not too sure. But either way, he's a big defensive lineman. He now, since he reopened his recruitment, he holds a lot of offers from multiple Power Five programs, such as like obviously Penn State, Michigan State, Virginia, Cincinnati, Pitt, Boston College, Kentucky, Wisconsin, some even more. Pretty much a lot of the Big Ten schools, it seems, Big Ten and ACC schools have pretty heavy interest in Stanley Montgomery. Now, he's considered a pretty good in-state recruit, as you can see. He's the ranked number 15th player in Pennsylvania. He's physically strong, technically sound player who really blends his strength and technique on the defensive front, which is going to be good for Penn State in the future. You know, a lot of recruiting outlets do rank him among one of the top tight end, or not tight ends, one of the top defensive linemen in Pennsylvania. So that's something that you definitely want to keep an eye on is keeping in-state talent because it's pretty easy. I wouldn't say easy, but it's more likely for Penn State to do than a school like Pitt or something. So when you do see these in-state talents that project a pretty high ceiling, a lot of times Penn State will be after him. I think Stanley Montgomery is one of those guys. Like I said, he's taken multiple visits here, seems to be in good standings with the coaching staff, so that's something to look forward to. He does have a crystal ball, like I did say, you can check right here. He does have a crystal ball. After he decommitted from Syracuse, it was actually pretty quick to receive that crystal ball. So I would assume that Matt Campbell and the new staff have been in contact with him, like to obviously force a decommitment from Syracuse. You know, there was some interest there. Now, he's a power first defensive lineman who, you know, his game is really built around his strength on the point of attack. He plays at a very good pad level. He uses his size to collapse the pocket, reset the line of scrimmage, occupy multiple blockers in the run defense, or run defense, I'm sorry. And he's the type of player he's gonna anchor down on the double teams and really clog running lanes, which is gonna be very big. You know, I'd say his biggest strength right now is definitely run stopping. He has shown good gap ability and good gap discipline. Uses strong hands to shed blocks to stop the running backs from getting through at the high school level. And really good ability to hold his ground and control the offensive lineman from, you know, keep really having some good run blocking ability. So he does really disrupt the running game on the defensive side of the ball. He's still developing his pass rusher, not 100% there as a pass rusher quite yet. Good pursuit for his size, but I think he's a very fun player, very projectable player that you could see having a pretty bright future if he does get some playing time. Now, he's not a guy that's going to come in straight off the bat and get playing time, I wouldn't think. Although he does have very good size, 6'3", 300 pounds, which is very big for the interior defensive lineman, or very good size for a high school interior defensive lineman. So that's something definitely to look forward to with Stanley Montgomery and where he will fit in if he does commit and when he ends up signing. So the next one is Blake Beaton. I believe it's Betton. I could be saying that wrong. I'm not too sure how to pronounce. He's the number 2 player in Minnesota. So he's a three-star recruit as well. Not your traditional bulky linebacker, as you can see. He's 6'2", 200. He kind of plays that safety linebacker hybrid. Has very good athleticism, covers a lot of space, makes plays on both the run game and the pass game. Early in his high school career, he played more in the secondary, and that background really gives him good range to really, I guess you would say, coverage linebacker skills, which I think is going to be very, very valuable if he can translate that over to the college level, because that is kind of an issue that you see with a lot of linebackers, especially in college football, and you even see it in the pros, is they can tackle all day. They can tackle all day. That's kind of what linebackers' main priority is. We got to make tackles, can't miss tackles, but a lot of times you see him struggle to cover the tight ends, cover the running backs, and I think Blake Betton, Blake Beaton. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it yet. I'll learn though. That's something that I think you're going to value very high if he does play linebacker over at the college football level. Now he has good instincts to read plays, reacts very quickly, crazy athletic, like I did say, especially for his size, especially in coverage as well, coverage and pursuit. Really good football IQ. He's often anticipating where to go before the snap even happens. He's not limited to one role, so there is some versatility there, which versatility is always big in recruiting because if you get him on campus and you like him in a certain position, you could always kind of flip that around because, like I said, he has crazy athleticism and versatility, major versatility there. He's going to step up big in run support as well. He could drop into coverage when needed. But yeah, man, I'm a super big fan of this pickup. If we can land him, if we can end up landing him, I think that he's going to be very underrated and very interesting to see what happens. Now, he's, like I said, reliable tackler, good awareness, really good ball skills, still bulking up, still growing into his frame. Like I did say, he's 6'2", 200 pounds. So if he is going to play linebacker at the next level, which he added strength to transition fully to linebacker at the next level this past season, or this past offseason. So that's very intriguing. So it seems like he is pretty set on playing linebacker at the next level. So you'll probably see a lot of size added. I'm not sure how that'll affect his athleticism because it'll slow him down and stuff. But I mean, you got to have some size at linebacker if you are going to play at the power forward level. Very quick recognition, really, really reacts very well to what the offense is doing. The ability to play multiple slots in a modern defense is very big. Where I think he will contribute pretty quickly is covering running backs and covering tight ends in space, which, like I did already talk about, is very valuable. He's going to fill lanes really good on the inside runs, and I think he will be a pretty quick contributor on special teams just because of that athleticism and that secondary background. He's still going to be quick for his size, I would assume, even after he does bulk up. So it wouldn't shock me if he does get some special teams reps pretty early in his career. But this isn't a guy who, again, just like Stanley Montgomery, it's not really a guy who's going to come straight in and make a major impact at the beginning. Like I said, he's still small, still growing. So it's a guy who's going to sit behind a few guys for a few years, take some time to develop, take some time to really bulk up and add some size and grow into his more or less adult frame. Not really adult frame, but the college age kids once they grow to that type of frame. So I really like this pickup. If you can go out and land him, he's another one. There is a crystal ball as of today or as of yesterday. It's when I'm recording this is today. When you're watching this, it's going to be yesterday. But yeah, that is just some info that I wanted to bring on here and talk about the two new crystal balls. Sorry, super late at night. I'm super tired. So that's kind of why I'm all over the place. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate if you consider subscribing to the channel. Helps me out a lot. And like I said, a lot of Penn State content coming, especially as we do hear more in the recruitment, as the recruitment does start to heat up. So yeah, this is going to be a good place for that. And yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment down below what you think of these as well. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.